Hey everybody, Luxinda Swirl here. Okay, so we are going to try again. I am going to try again with this method I've talked about, but I've only done once on video and it failed terribly. I will link to that video below if you want to see the fail. The premise very quickly is I'm going to spray paint this tumbler, which has been sanded and washed. So spray paint it black using my Rust-Oleum 2X. Ultra matte black. I don't think in this case it has to be matte or gloss, or it can be anything, because before it's dry I'm going to take a fluffy makeup brush, real fluffy, and I'm going to take this tub of Crafter's Choice Super Sparkle Rose Gold Mica powder. I'm going to dip the brush in there and brush the mica onto the tacky but not freshly wet tumbler, the black paint. So we'll see if I get it right this time. The last time I brushed it on to a smaller, it was a champagne flute. I had spray painted it black, and then when it was still just freshly wet from the spray paint, I tried brushing on purple mica, and I just got big globs of mica and wet paint, and it was just a disaster, which, like I said, is in the video linked below if you want to see that disaster. I went back to my reference video, which was, I'll link to it below, or I'll put a thing here on the screen because I can't remember the name. I can never remember names when I need them because I'm old. Anyway, I conferred with her and she said yes, absolutely. She did it the second she was done spray painting and it worked perfectly. For me, it did not. So I've seen other people do this when it's tacky but not freshly wet. So that's what we're going to try this time. So I'm going to spray paint this black. I'm going to put it down in that 6-pack of, or 8-pack of old iced teas down there. Just because I don't have a better place to let my spray painted cups on an arm sit while they're drying. And then I'll come back while it's still tacky but not wet, and we'll try brushing on the mica. We'll see how it works this time. Hopefully we're going to get a really pretty result. Okay, here we go. Try and do this. Hopefully you're seeing this on screen. I mean, you know what you sort of know what it looks like to spray paint a cup, right? Okay, so I'm going to put this aside. It's freshly wet. Put it aside for about 10 minutes. Maybe I'll check it in 5 because I don't want to wait too long and have to do this all over again. Put it aside for a few minutes. We'll check it. We'll come back when it's tacky and we'll try brushing on the mica. Stay tuned. Okay, it's only been a few minutes. Good thing I came out and checked it. Out here in the sunshine and this pretty warm day, it's drying a little faster than I was expecting. So it is tacky but not dry, not fully wet. I'm going to put some of this mica on my brush here and brush it on very lightly, and we'll see what happens. Can you see? I can make sure you guys can see. Oh, yeah. We are getting a sheen, definitely. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but a lot of the mica is floating away in the breeze. That's why I grabbed a big jar. I didn't want to use a tiny little jar of my very expensive chrome micas or something like that and have it all just fly away. Be a little expensive for an experiment. That is beautiful. I love the result. I definitely play with it a little more. I probably could have waited even less time. Like 2 minutes maybe, out here in the sun. All right. Let me put this aside. Try and get you let's go out in the sunshine and get you a close-up. See if we can do this so you can see it. That is gorgeous. That is absolutely stunning. Still isn't full coverage, but it's a lot better than it was when I tried it wet. I'd be willing to bet if I put a clear on it now and let that get tacky, I could get another layer on here that would look gorgeous-er. More gorgeous. I cannot focus because I'm using both hands right now and I can't touch the focus button. Hopefully you can see this okay. All right, tell you what, I'm going to try that. I'm going to let this dry completely in case some of the black is still a bit tacky. Then I'm going to spray on a layer of clear and try brushing more on. I'll bring you back for that. We'll just see what happens. Since this is an experiment, why not, right? Okay, we're back. Hopefully the camera's going to cooperate. There we go. See my kitties. They're out here enjoying the beautiful weather. Okay, so this is dry. It has black paint underneath and the rose gold mica on top. I'm now going to spray a layer, hopefully very thin, of semi-gloss clear. I didn't pick semi-gloss for a reason, except I have it. So let's see what happens. Are you? Okay. Now we'll try some more rose gold mica. Granted, this is wet, not tacky. I wonder if I should wait just a minute. We'll just give it a minute here. Fast forward. La 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 la. Yeah, this is still moving around. I don't like that. Okay, we're gonna give it another minute. I want it to be tacky. I think that works better. This is still too wet. Can you see how the brush puts streaks in the mica? Don't want that. We're gonna give it another minute here in the sunshine. Okay, let's try it again. There we go. Now it's sticking better without moving around streaking the paint or missing spots. That's beautiful. All right, better coverage this time. So basically 2 layers of paint, one of black, one of clear. If you don't like what happens on the black, you can do clear. You could start over and paint it black again if you want, but you'd be covering up the mica at that point. Okay, that is gorgeous. That is gorgeous. All right, let's take you out in the sunshine again. That is really beautiful. I don't know if it shows up on camera as well as it's showing up in person. I say that a lot. I apologize. But that is stunning. The black background and the rose gold on top, all sparkly. Really, really, really beautiful. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I am now going to really let this thoroughly dry. Spray another layer of clear on top to seal everything in. And then put it under a layer of epoxy, and then we'll apply a decal. And we'll see where we are. So, stay tuned. And we're back. Okay, so here's what my cup looks like, our cup looks like, with a layer of epoxy over it. It was clear KS liquid stone resin. I added a little touch of Marabou Rainbow alcohol ink. So there you see a little extra sparkle from that on top of the beautiful mica sparkle. I am about to put a quote or a saying on here, much as I kind of stay away from sayings just because that kind of locks the cup into one thing. But, you know, why not, right? I had real trouble figuring out what color vinyl to use on this. I was going to use rose gold glitter vinyl on top of a flat black shadow. But then I thought, you know, that's, I don't know. I wanted to complement the cup, not copy the cup, I guess. And I thought this deep teal or turquoise vinyl looks kind of pretty. So the trick is going to be, I have never put a decal on top. Well, I have. Actually, you see me do the witch cup. I put broomsticks along here, but I've never put a decal that has letters that might go over the different twist areas on one of these cups. So this could be really tricky, but I'm gonna try anyway, and you're here to watch. Okay, and I'm gonna put as much of it up here on top as I can to try and avoid as much of, oh, the other thing I've decided to do, I guess you can't really see it from there. Whoops. When I first sprayed the layer of clear and then started to brush the mica on for our, sort of our second layer of the mica application, and I got some smears because it was freshly wet clear paint, I'm going to cover that up basically. So that is this bit here in case you can't see it. So we'll put that right in the middle here and try to, well, it won't cover it up, but it'll detract from it certainly. Okay, we're going to taco our vinyl and work very, very slowly out from the middle. It doesn't matter if the transfer tape wrinkles. All that matters is that the vinyl does not. If I have to cut some I can't talk. If I have to cut the transfer tape to allow it to sit better, I will do that. But so far, we're doing okay, I think. This particular font, I believe, was free. I have yet to actually buy a font. I just go around to the various sites like, well, DaFont and SoFontsy and Creative Fabrica and some others. Every week they run freebies, and that usually includes a free font or two. And I download all the free fonts I can, every chance I get. So this is called Austin Love. Except for the word true, I used something else in there because it was getting so hurt. There were so many hearts that I decided true was going to be in a different font. I thought that would make the word true stand out a little better. I don't know. Just what I was thinking at the time. All right. Well, that wasn't too bad. And we'll take our transfer tape off and see how it looks. Burnish this puppy down real good here. All right, so nothing's on the transfer tape. That's a good sign. All right, first we got to fix our E here. There's my weeding tool. I'll just put that back up. There we go. Okay, you see the E is on there now. Okay, and the other problem, we have a little bump in our connector between the G and the O. So I think what I'm going to do is take my X-Acto knife and slice that through, and then we should be able to get the bump to lie flat, hopefully. No, it would help if I actually sliced it, wouldn't it? Thought I did. Let's try that again. Okay, now it's sliced through, so I just push it down. There. all batter. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bottle of UV resin. I'm going to take my bottle of UV resin and I'm going to go over the whole thing with UV resin because I don't want any of this to lift off when I put the last layer of epoxy on it. So let's do that right now. I need a glove and I'll put it out in the sunshine because we've got a beautiful sunny day. And yeah. It should be ready for a last layer of epoxy and I'll bring you back for the big reveal. So, we'll get a glove and we'll take care of this. I got a package of these really super cheap gloves that you wear, that some people wear. I've seen people wear in delis, for example, when you're packaging up some sliced ham or something for the customer. It's a one-use, very flimsy, but I don't want to waste my nitrile gloves since they're still super expensive because of the pandemic. So I've been using these when I can and saving my nitrile gloves for my epoxy resin. So, you know what? Let's hang on a sec here. Get rid of this. Put this down here. Yeah, I should be able to see it a little better. Hopefully. All right. Now, the trick here is to make sure I get coverage on everything that's vinyl without leaving any big blobs or drips that will cause me to have to sand the UV resin down or put on multiple layers of epoxy resin over the top. Okay, so I'm just gonna spread this out. Not let there be any drips. Cover everything. Now some people insist you can do this with Mod Podge, and you can. Other people say you can do it with a spray sealer, and I've done that a lot. But what I've discovered with vinyl is it just pays to play it safe. And this is the best way I've found, thanks to the purple stitch. This is from her. The best way to play it safe is to cover the vinyl with a layer of UV resin, cure it out in the sunshine or under a black light, and then there will be no lift because it's already completely resined over. So there's no worry about lift now when I put the last layer of epoxy resin on. Okay, this goes out in the sunshine. I will do the last layer of resin. I will bring you back for the big reveal. Stay tuned. And we're back. All right, here we have it. This is it, folks. Here is the beautiful mica brushed onto tacky paint cup that we did, starting with a layer of black, brushed on mica, did a layer of clear, brushed on more mica, epoxied it, and I put on this decal, Love is True Gold, and epoxied it again. And here it is, finished cup. Beautiful, beautiful. Hopefully this gives you some ideas of things you can try. I have obviously not done a whole lot with this. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I had a big fat fail the first time I tried this because I tried putting the mica on when the paint was still way too wet. And for me, that doesn't work. It gets streaky and blobby. So I found it better to wait till things got tacky. And then the paint wouldn't move around and everything would just look nicer and adhere better. And like I said, you can do a second layer if you want with clear, and it works beautifully. What do you think? If anybody else has tried this, let me know. I'd love to hear how it goes. Yeah. Thanks everyone. Stay safe. I'll see you in the next video.